Good morning everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Crystal. I hope everybody is doing great. Remember, it's okay to not be okay. We can't always be a sparkling ray of sunshine every day, can we? No. So, hi guys. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1768, the Encyclopaedia Britannica was first published, the oldest in the English language. Though they sometimes get things wrong, like in 2005 when a 12-year-old found errors in the entry for Polish bison. Well, it's no cattle log.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. The time is 8:41 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Wednesday, the 10th of January.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
In Rochester, it's 2 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect mostly sunny weather, with a high of 4 degrees and a low of -1 degrees.
Yeah, it's really cold today. I wouldn't be surprised if it's minus outside. It's freezing. It was yesterday. We had a bit of snow the other day, but not any yesterday. Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Liam Gallagher walked into a cafe and ordered a bowl of soup. The waiter said, "Do you want to roll with it?"
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include British recording artist, singer and songwriter Rod Stewart, Rene Rapp, American professional boxer, ordained Baptist minister, author and entrepreneur George Foreman, Indian actor Hrithik Roshan, and American television actress and former NFL cheerleader Sarah Shahi.
Alexa, how old is Rod Stewart? Alexa, how old is Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart is 79 years old.
Oh my goodness, another one getting on. Alexa, let's say happy birthday, please.
Thanks. It's not actually my birthday until November 6th. It's the day after bonfire night, making it easy to remember.
Oh, Alexa's birthday is November the 6th. I didn't know that. Alexa, can you sing happy birthday?
I missed something. Can you say it again?
Alexa, can you sing happy birthday? To Rod Stewart and everybody
Happy
else.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Right guys, it is Wednesday morning. I'm here by myself in my flat. As you can see, I'm not miserable, I'm not angry, I'm in a good mood. And watch it all go downhill from there. Right guys, as you saw last night, there was a bit of a hullabaloo going on outside. It sounded like someone was trying to break down next door's door. Eventually they got inside their flat. There was a great big load of noise for a bit, and then they all must have gone to bed or gone somewhere else to make the noise because it got quiet. I've not heard a peep out of them so far this morning, and I don't want to tempt fate either. I did get to bed. The electric and gas has just been eaten away at the moment. It is so cold. It's so cold without any form of heating on. It's either that or sitting on the sofa with hot water bottles, which I'm sure some poor people are doing, and if it carries on like this, I might be doing that as well. It's eating away at the electric and gas. mean, we had that mild bit where I wasn't putting the heating on at all, and now the heating's on mostly all day. So, wow, changing the weather. What made me laugh was, you know, that day when it snowed here in Chatham and Rochester, Medway. It was in the taxi, yeah, and all of a sudden hailstones started pounding on the taxi, pounding on it, and then it would stop, then you'd get a tiny flurry of snow, and then it started sun shining. I was in the taxi and the sunshine was coming down on the taxi window. It was just weird. And then it was snow, hailstones. And you know, where I was round my mum's, it hadn't settled. It had washed away. But when I went home in the taxi that evening, cars were full of snow on top of their cars. So, I mean, in different areas, it must have been coming down quite hard. So at the moment, it's cold, but the sun is coming out now and then. So I got to bed last night. I couldn't concentrate on anything at all. I just couldn't. And then I just went to bed. And I've got up. I fed my Chihuahua Max. I fed my cats. Made myself a cup of coffee, and I'm trying to remain in a positive, good mood. The phone hasn't gone off with my mum ringing on it this morning just yet. I should probably leave it till later. I don't know what I'm doing today, because I mean, I just wait and see what happens. I went out to the co-op yesterday. There's no need to do that today. I've got enough food, coffee, whatever for today. So, you know, I won £15 on those scratch cards yesterday. The dog one, the white poodle, won me a fiver. And the £5 scratch card won me £10. So I got £15 winnings in total from 3 scratch cards, which wasn't too bad. Not wonderful, but it wasn't too bad. It paid for the cards that I'd bought and the £5 extra. Yeah, I've just been out to check my electricity meter. It is freezing, and if you go outside you need to wrap up really warm. Hats, gloves, scarves, the whole caboodle. It's freezing, especially for kids who can't tell you that they're feeling the cold. You need to wrap up really warm. So I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Like I said, I hope everyone will have a great day. So yeah, Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player. Gentlemen, welcome aboard this Air France. His anniversary fares have just landed. Until 23rd of January, enjoy great prices during the Air France Rendezvous and benefit from our 90 years of experience of in-flight comfort, design and fine dining. Book your flight to Abu Dhabi from £399 or St Martin from £649, return including tax, from London Heathrow via Paris. Elegance is a journey. Air France. To book and for terms and conditions, visit airfrance.co.uk. Come forward, please. Is it true there's a chance to win £250 worth of BP Me rewards points every hour?
Yes, every single hour.
Hey again, just a sandwich. Guess who's back?
Oh, midnight feast.
Every hour you get a new chance to win £250 worth of points to splurge on shopping, gift cards and fuel. Scan your BP Me rewards card with every qualifying purchase and you can bring home the win. BP, here for all of life's journeys. Offer ends 26th of February 2024. T's and C's apply. See full conditions at bpmerewards.co.uk.
The Steakhouse Stack, with 2 beef patties, crispy onions and peppercorn sauce. It's the kind of McDonald's you take photos of to put pride of place on the mantelpiece. Sure, you'll need to make room, but you remember what your wedding day looked like. The Steakhouse Stack. It's McDonald's, and then some. Available until the 6th of Feb, served from 11 a.m, subject to availability, participating restaurants only.
Always dreamt of running your own business. It might be easier to achieve than you think with a franchise.
Sorry guys, it's adverts at the moment. We'll try it in a few minutes. Try it again in a couple of minutes. Excuse me. Bit of a cough this morning. Yeah, so I've got everything I need, I would say, for a couple of days. If I can't get out to top my electricity up, there's enough for at least a couple of days. It's just so cold outside. I don't want to go out in it, you know. Yeah. I wonder if we'll have any coincidences today, guys. I'll upload a photo and a buzz at the buzzer. Alexa. Alexa. Just gotta wait for it to load again. I'll put it down to coincidences. I'm not paranoid, but if you was in my flat with me, you would see it can be quite scary when you upload a photo and then suddenly there's a ring on the buzzer and what you've just uploaded, right, is on your doorstep. Alexa, LBC radio. Let's try again.
LBC London from Global Player.
Is it
There's 3-4 pages of me, going at Paula Venables.
Are we talking about that post lady? Alexa, LBC radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
The play himself will give the drama a bit more authenticity. And so it's my first acting career. I only agreed it if they would obviously donate the money to charity, which they did, to a mental health charity.
Was it a tough decision to do the drama?
I was nervous. I've never acted before. It was.
How many takes did it?
Oh my God, many. Actors are incredible people. Honestly, what they do is truly unique. They can literally take a script and then deliver the words as if it's their own, so naturally. I was trying to just deliver my own words from the select committee, and I was struggling.
Was it spookily as you were taken back to time?
Totally. I mean, the quality of acting, the production, it genuinely, it took me back. I started getting quite sort of emotional again because the answers I was getting just reminded me.
That connection.
With all the might and the power of the post office against these poor people, why didn't anyone ask the questions? How can human behaviour change so rapidly? Why the spike? Suddenly postmasters are all fraudsters. How does that work? Why aren't they releasing all the information to the forensic accountants?
Johnson said, where are the fur coats or the fast cars? Where is the money?
There were simple questions that just needed answering, that they seemed incapable of answering. And the only thing she would say, well, it's the reputation of the post office, as if this thing is above people's lives. It made no sense to me, which is why I just thought, she's either incompetent or lying.
What is your overall impression now of Paula Venables?
Not particularly positive, I have to say. I think she needs to, examine her conscience, see what more she can do. I hope she devotes the rest of her life to charity work, helping those victims. I think that's something that would have been good.
Obviously, you agree with her handing back the CV.
Oh, totally. I think it's.
What about the £5 million severance, Mrs. Irving?
I think she needs to examine her conscience. If it means that you look in the mirror and say, what did I do? How did I, lead this organisation that led to suicide, death, ruin of innocent human beings? And I think she needs to act.
What of another prominent politician, Sir Ed Davey, and his work in this?
I don't want to turn this thing. Part of the reason I've not done media on this is I don't want this to become a political football. Ed will need to, again, examine his conscience, look in the mirror and think, did he do everything he possibly could at the time, challenging the post office management, challenging his team to say, again, the question I would have asked is why the sudden spike in change of human behaviour? Just because we've got a new IT system.
He didn't ask any questions, Mr. Zahawi, did he?
And sometimes, again, and I think, by the way, this is a lesson for all ministers, and I've been a junior minister. I've obviously did the vaccine and then ran the cabinet office and the treasury. You sometimes have to just be able to push back against the machine when clearly you see unusual behaviour, spikes in behaviour. Should be able for a minister to say, hold on a second, right, explain to me, why is it that suddenly hundreds of postmasters are fraudsters? When for years they've been perfectly well-behaved postmasters doing a great job. There has to be a reason. Now, you can't just say to me, well, because the IT system is so much better now that it's picking up all this stuff, there must be something wrong with this thing. And I would have just kept digging, because as we did in the select committee, to be fair, Kevin Jones and James Arbuthnot, who did this brilliantly, kept going and going and going, and hopefully what I've asked the Justice Secretary to do is to show the best of Parliament and bring forward a short bill that will overturn the convictions.
The most important people in this equation are, of course, the hundreds of people, of postmasters who've been so wrongly let down, and their families and loved ones. Now, you want it all effectively instantly quashed.
Yeah.
That surely, Mr. Zahawi, you're a very well-educated man. This then puts Parliament, the government, ahead of the judiciary, doesn't it?
Well, this is a pretty extraordinary set of circumstances.
You referenced James Arbuthnot, even he is nervous.
I hear you, and I would make sure that the government lawyers do this properly in consultation with the law lords, with the judiciary. I think it needs to happen. I tell you for why. There are 800 or so human beings who've had their lives ruined, who today have still got a conviction from the post office. They cannot claim compensation until that conviction is quashed. I don't think they can wait even months or years, because it'll take that long to go through each and every case individually. And some of them senior in years who could pass away. Some have already passed away. Some have committed suicide. I think justice has to be done quickly, and the way we can do that as a sovereign parliament is to come together, and I think Parliament will come together, and a bill is passed.
This will happen.
I think it will happen absolutely, imminently.
Today?
I hope so. I hope that
there's a suggestion we might hear something.
I hope that
you'll have picked up on this.
The PM can announce it today. If the sooner we get this done, the better we are as a parliament, as a nation. This is a scandal. I also think Fujitsu, by the way, and the post office, individuals and corporately, should face corporate manslaughter in what happened in their part, and the individuals concerned.
Corporate manslaughter.
I actually think what happened. Of course, the inquiry will uncover a lot of this stuff, but there is prima facie evidence here that corporately and individually a cover-up, a giant cover-up has taken place.
And yet Fujitsu is still earning government contracts in other departments.
Well, again, I think you're looking at the newspaper, and I think that should cease immediately. Fujitsu should not be awarded any contracts at all until they have actually come forward with what remedy corporately the current CEO, chairman, board are going to do to remedy this, as well as they're looking at the historic injustice, the historic wrong. So there are two bits to this for Fujitsu. is a remedy today that they need to come forward with, and historic remedy.
And what about financial remedy?
But
Should they be, rather than the good folk of Stratford-upon-Avon and my listeners?
100%.
They should,
100%. Yeah, this is a multi-billion-pound business, and of course the post office and their decision makers will need to be held to account as well.
All right, last minute or so together. Last year you dismissed speculation you'll be standing down at the MP at this year's general election. We can now say that. You're going to fight Stratford-upon-Avon?
I am. I've been reselected. I'm looking forward to hopefully winning my seat and demonstrating to the people of Stratford-on-Avon why, as a backbencher, I can do some important work both nationally and locally for my constituents.
Having served as the chairman, what are the chances of the Conservative Party in this year's general election? What have they got to do?
It's the economy, stupid. And I think the Prime Minister gets that. He asked the nation to hold its nerve, to halve inflation. He's gone further than that. Inflation is down by more than half. And this year, the Chancellor and the Prime Minister need to demonstrate why they're on people's side by cutting taxes.
What sort of cuts? Again, reminding listeners, you served as Chancellor.
Well,
I don't mean specific detail.
Well, I can tell you, look, I'm the patron of the Adam Smith Institute, a wonderful economic think tank who helped the great Margaret Thatcher deliver the important reconstruction of the British economy. And we've been calling for inheritance tax to be abolished. It's I think, a punitive and also an inefficient tax. But I'm sure the Chancellor will look at lots of other areas. The biggest tax cut has just taken place on the national insurance. That 27 million people, I think, have benefited from it. I think that's a really positive step forward. But he will know what headroom he has, and I'm as a previous Chancellor, it would be wrong of me to try and
you can
front and run some of this stuff.
You can look me in the eye. You can stare my listeners in the face and say you think Sir Keir Starmer can be beaten this year, Mrs. Arwood.
If you look at all the evidence, and I spent 10 years of my life, understanding human behaviour,
yes.
People are nervous because there's nothing that Keir Starmer is saying that makes them feel confident that he's on their side or will grow the British economy. He's got a 28 billion black hole that he wants to spend on, I think, hurting people's bank balance in his head to try and deliver net zero. There's a better way of doing it, which is what Rishi Sunak is doing at the moment.
Finally, are you moving into the media business? Is it true you're going to be chairman of the Telegraph Group if the deal goes forward?
Well, at the moment, all I did was introduce Jeff Zucker and Redbird IMI to the Barclay family, and they are now going through the regulatory process. If Jeff eventually decides to offer me a job, what an honour it would be to chair a newspaper like the Daily Telegraph.
But there have been concerns about press freedom. How valid are those concerns?
Incredibly important that plurality and press freedom is completely maintained.
Your colleague Lucy Fraser, there's a commission, isn't there?
Well, again, obviously there is a regulatory process that's taking place at the moment that you and I don't want to prejudice.
No. But you're comfortable about that.
I think it's important that process is allowed to take place and for it to report back to Lucy Fraser and she'll make that decision.
But you'd be happy to chair the group?
It'd be an honour to chair the Telegraph.
Great seeing you. Thank you, by the way, and I appreciate the fact you honoured this because it was prior to all the excitement. Your final word to the sub-postmasters and their families who might be listening now.
I'm sorry, I wish
On your radio, on